home, be here at Davis Wade. I think as everybody has seen, we've gone on the road the last 2 weeks, played in incredible environments, and I can't say it enough. Our guys are incredibly excited to be at home in Davis Wade, welcoming back our 2014 team that had such a special season. So we've got a lot to be excited about in front of us, and can't wait to see our fan base, man, back home.
Steve?
Coach, just before you got in here, they announced that Michael Van Buren named the SEC Freshman of the Week, and kind of your response to that and what you've seen from him these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Mike, I think I talked about it a little bit post-game. Proud of how he answered the bell and answered to the challenges that happened inside the game. You know, I think if you talk to Mike today, he's going to be incredibly aware of how much better we need to play at the quarterback position. And he did some great things. He played with toughness. He found ways to get himself out of some bad positions after having a really, really bad start and a slow start, to then put together some drives to give us a chance to get back in the game. So proud of how resilient he was. But again, like, the message is we have to play better. We've got to play cleaner. We've got to start faster to give ourselves a chance, all right, to feel different in the locker room. And nobody understands that right now more than Mike does.
Right.
When you look back to, after the Toledo game, after the Florida game, you had those 3 tough ball games, you had your quarterback go out and all that. Do you feel like this team has a bit of a new life? They have a new quarterback out there leading, and it just seems like they play with a lot more sense of urgency the last 2 games. I mean, what's kind of your take on what they've done at Texas and Georgia, kind of where they are right now?
I think it's our guys just sticking true to the process and, like, concerning ourselves with us every day. Finding a way to get better today, finding a way to be better tomorrow than we were today and we were yesterday. And as simple as that sounds, that is the only stress that we have. And finding a way on Saturday to be the best that we've been all year long. That is the constant message. And being exactly who we're supposed to be, not trying to be anybody else, not comparing ourselves to anybody else, but truly have the best Monday we can possibly have, and then do the same thing tomorrow. And with that, that's how you try to flip it and control what you can control to create a different outcome.
Paul?
Obviously, a lot goes into it besides the corners and the safeties, but when you look back at the tape the last couple of games and the pass defense and a lot of wide open receivers for the other team, what is sticking out to you?
Again, Georgia on Saturday made some incredible plays down the field and won some one-on-ones where we've got to be in a position to stay on top of routes and plaster routes. They won some one-on-ones. They did. We've got to make sure we're doing everything we can to not give them layups. And some situational things where we had opportunities from a communication standpoint to get off the field, that's where we've got to be able to go get off the field. And then at the point of attack and then some of our rush one-on-ones, finding a way to create some pressure on the QB. So it's the front end and the back end. It's all of us together to find ways to keep them from creating all these explosive plays.
How is Seth Davis doing with his rehab and his recovery, and any timeline for him?
We don't have a timeline on him, just still rehabbing.
You've had a handful of freshmen that have turned into pretty big contributors. Some of them, because of injuries like Mike and maybe Luke Work, but also some other guys like Mario Craver and McClendon. But those group of freshmen who are able to be contributors right away and impactful ones, what kind of separates them in order to get to that spot?
Their daily process, their everyday commitment to trying to get better, and then when they have the ability to make the play, making the play. I think those are the things that you see out of these guys nonstop, finding ways to just get better. Another young guy that has played his butt off on special teams is Stonka. He's created this role for himself on teams because of his process and being incredibly committed just to getting better every single day, controlling what he can control. So he's going to continue to push in that area, as well as being able to play and spell on offense. But those young guys, proud of what they're doing.
Early thoughts on Texas A&M, reviewing some film from them. I know they're coming off a bye.
Yeah, a football team that's playing really, really good. They're playing complementary football. They're playing really good on all three phases. You look at them defensively, statistically, as good as we've played all year from a point total that they're giving up, how they're playing inside the core, but specifically at the line of scrimmage on the defensive side of the ball is as good as anybody we've played, without a doubt. So offensively, you know, the QB comes back last week and plays the best game he's played all year long before they've gone into the bye week, and did a really good job of distributing the ball, was really accurate. They've got a really good run game to go with it. So we got a top 15 team coming to town. Another great challenge, great opponent.
John?
I know Lanier made the statement yesterday on social media regarding it. He provided a little bit of an explanation, but on the Smith touchdown on that play, I think it was early in the third quarter. Have you addressed that with him, and he provided like some kind of rationale, maybe like some clarity for people who have seen that?
Yeah, I won't talk about specifics about Bravo and I's conversation, but absolutely we've addressed it, we've talked about it. And for him, it's making sure that he doesn't allow the noise to seep into who he is, you know, and making sure that everybody on our football team focuses on the things that are inside these walls. And for him, just knowing the expectation just to go out and make the next play. You know, he's made a lot of plays for us. He'll continue to be a huge factor for us, and got a ton of confidence in Bravo to be able to bounce back and get done what we needed to get done.
Ryan?
Coach, it seemed like Saturday's game was the first time for Kelly Akari that we saw the guy that we saw in the spring game making plays down the field. Do you feel like he's finally hit his stride and become a much bigger part of this offense?
I absolutely do. You know, look forward to him having a really big back half of the season. A guy that, you know, we had great expectations for. Obviously had the injury and is just now kind of getting back to who we thought he was going to be. So excited about what he'll be able to do for us.
Robbie?
You talked about Van Buren's play in that game, kind of out of the gates, a little shaky, but he really got it going in the second half. What was your message to him as the game went on? I saw early in the game you told him just go out there and have fun. Was it kind of the same thing in the locker room at halftime to get him to go out there and perform how he did?
Yeah, on that fifth series, he's able to connect on the big play to Rio, and then he makes a good play to Kelly for the touchdown right there to make it 13-10. You know, that big completion was one that kind of got him going and gave him some confidence. And then just for him, and being around his teammates and not sitting there thinking the entire time while he's on the sideline, but getting up and having energy and focusing on just what's next. So again, for an 18-year-old going to that environment, struggle the way he did early, but be able to come out of it and play the way he did the last, you know, back half of the game and then late in the second quarter. And that's exactly what you want to see as a coach. So again, proud of him for that. Got to play cleaner, got to play better to give us a chance to win.
Joel?
Obviously, as you mentioned in your opening statement, being back home this weekend with Texas A&M coming in, I know you want a big crowd and things in the stadium, but can you speak to just how much of an impact that makes for you guys whenever it's rocking and the Cowboys are playing?
Man, there's nothing better. Again, our atmosphere and our energy is still unlike anywhere in America, and so for us, that will be a huge advantage for us on Saturday afternoon. Our guys want that, man. They need that. They can't wait to be back here at home. So again, there's a bunch of excitement inside our building just because of the fact that we're able to be at home and be in Davis Wade.
Steve?
Also, being back home, you get a chance to host some recruits and things of that nature. I know it's important to kind of put a good product on the field with those folks. What's kind of your message to recruits? Maybe not just in this class, but the next classes.
Again, understanding that there's a plan in place, and we're laying the foundation for something that to me is going to be incredibly special. I've said this, I've never been more convicted about where we're going, and the people that are inside this building, I think, understand that. They feel that we want different results, we need different results. That is the focus this week, is finding a way to go 1-0 and win a football game. But I think for young people, the connection, the vision, and where we're going, not necessarily where we are today, is those are things that they bought into and will continue to.